Reports say anywhere from 100 to $500 billion. Another estimate says 5% of all global funding by the federal government is wasted.
We are funding places like Somalia that we just had to bomb because of their terrorist activities.
USAID in particular, they refuse to tell us anything. We won't tell you what the money's going to, where the money's for, who has it, which contractor it's been. You know, in some cases it goes through 4 different contractors before it reaches.
That USAID has been thwarting and frustrating Congress, not giving over their paperwork and their account.
Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the stories behind the headlines. Today, we're unpacking the controversy surrounding the United States Agency for International Development, better known as USAID. What was intended as a beacon of humanitarian aid has become a point of intense debate. While its mission was to extend U.S. assistance to countries recovering from disaster, combating poverty, and engaging in democratic reforms, it was also built as a kind of switchboard for government agencies, including the various branches of the military, CIA, and others, to help develop what is called soft assets that could be exploited in foreign countries. What was intended as a beacon of humanitarian aid and to assist with American security and defense has become a tool used to push political agendas and force politicians and companies, both foreign and domestic, to do the bidding of those who use it. Let's break it down. USAID was established in 1961 under President John F. Kennedy as part of the Foreign Assistance Act.
I am today signing S-2996, the Foreign Assistance Act of 1962. In enacting this legislation, members of the Congress of both parties have again demonstrated their understanding that it is our national obligation and in our national interest and security to work for a world in which there is a chance for national sovereignty and national independence.
Its mission was clear: to extend U.S. assistance to countries recovering from disaster, combating poverty, and engaging in democratic reforms. At its core, USAID was meant to promote global stability, economic development, and counter Soviet influence during the Cold War. But what it has become is much, much darker. Over the years, USAID has faced numerous allegations of fund mismanagement. Critics argue that billions of dollars have gone unaccounted for, with instances of fraud, waste, and abuse. Audits have revealed that funds meant for humanitarian aid have sometimes been diverted to NGOs with questionable activities or used for projects that did not align with the agency's core mission. For example, in Afghanistan, it's been reported that 40% of USAID funds returned to donor countries or were pocketed by well-connected contractors through consultancy fees. This has led to a significant public outcry about the efficacy and integrity of USAID's operations. Let's talk numbers. USAID's annual budget is substantial, hovering around $40 billion per year. This money is supposed to be a lifeline for countries in need, but some payments have raised eyebrows. For instance, USAID has been criticized for spending millions on projects like $1.5 million for an LGBTQ group in Serbia,
$1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru.
But wait, there's more.
We can keep going. $20 million for Iraqi Sesame Street, $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes, $11 million to tell Vietnam to stop burning trash, $27 million to give gift bags to illegals before we deport them, millions to help Afghanis grow crops instead of opium. That program was such a success that opium production doubled. We also gave Afghanistan $300 million to build diesel fuel power plants, but they couldn't use them because diesel was too expensive.
or $2.5 million for electric vehicle infrastructure in Vietnam. These allocations, while noble in intent, have sparked debates on whether they represent the best use of taxpayer money, especially when compared to more direct aid efforts like famine relief or health services in crisis zones.
I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
One of the most explosive allegations against USAID involves its role in funding protests and civil unrest, both domestically and internationally. Various reports and internal documents show that USAID funds have supported groups like the Sunrise Movement, Liberty, and Internews. These organizations have been linked to organizing protests across the U.S., including those related to Black Lives Matter, Palestine, and immigration policies. Internationally, USAID's activities have come under scrutiny, notably during Ukraine's Orange Revolution, where it allegedly supported civil society groups that were pivotal in instigating political change. These actions are an overstep, showing that USAID uses humanitarian aid as a facade for political activism or even destabilization efforts. One of the more recent and contentious issues involves USAID's alleged role in funding censorship initiatives, not just abroad, but within the U.S. According to internal documents from USAID, there are strategies explicitly aimed at promoting censorship under the guise of combating disinformation. One company that has received funds from USAID is Internews. This organization, in partnership with George Soros, has been involved in funding media in post-Soviet states, which some claim fueled revolutions in countries like Serbia, Georgia, and Ukraine. Internews trained journalists, including those at Rustavi II, during Georgia's Rose Revolution, and supported outlets like Telekritika during Ukraine's Orange Revolution. Post-2016, following events like Brexit and Donald Trump's election, Internews shifted its focus. Now, collaborating with the World Economic Forum, WEF, they've targeted advertising boycotts to curb online dissent. This redirection of U.S. regime change tactics now seems aimed at domestic populism, with USAID investing over $470 million into Internews. Their strategies include advertiser outreach, encouraging advertisers to boycott media outlets or social media accounts that disseminate information deemed as disinformation, effectively throttling their financial support. Google's redirect method, utilizing algorithms to redirect users from content considered misleading to what is deemed factual information. Pre-bunking, anticipating disinformation narratives and preparing counter-narratives in advance to inoculate the public against what these entities consider false information. Targeting gamers, aiming to control narratives within gaming communities where alternative or populist views might proliferate. USAID has been accused of pressuring tech companies into adopting these strategies, which raises significant concerns about freedom of speech and the manipulation of public discourse. Another contentious aspect of USAID is how its funds influence mainstream media abroad. There are allegations that USAID money supports foreign media to push U.S.-friendly narratives. A case in point is the Cuban Twitter, or Zunzuneo, where the CIA, through USAID, covertly built a social media platform aimed at fomenting political dissent in Cuba. Additionally, USAID has funded media training programs like those by Internews, subtly steering public opinion to align with American foreign policy objectives. This blending of aid with what some call propaganda prompts serious ethical questions about the true nature of foreign assistance. The controversy surrounding USAID underscores a broader debate about the role, oversight, and impact of foreign aid. Is it a tool for genuine humanitarian support, or has it become a mechanism for political influence and censorship? As we witness the current administration's approach to dismantle and reform USAID, these questions remain more pertinent than ever. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into stories that matter. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.